All right, Brian, so now we want to talk about something interesting. Why don't you tell us about some of the mistakes you've made over the years and what other lawyers can avoid doing that you've done?
Well, if you're talking about mistakes in marketing, then like we were talking about earlier, I would say that, the number one mistake, I don't want to say this is a mistake, the number one regret I have is not finding Tom Foster earlier. It took us too long to find him, and so that's kind of a regret that I have. The number one mistake that I think I make, and I make it repeatedly, is sometimes I don't listen, like really listen to what people like Tom are telling me to do. And I'll give you an example of that. We didn't do a law firm newsletter until about 6 years into our practice, and Tom had been telling me, you need to do an actual physical mailed newsletter once a month. And I didn't listen to that advice. And when I finally did it, the first month that I sent out a newsletter, a client referred a case to me that ended up settling for $1 million. First month. And I started thinking about all of the people whose cases we couldn't take over the 6 years that we weren't doing a newsletter. And these people, we have a connection with these people. And they're all potential clients, and if we would have been sending a newsletter to them for the 6 years that we weren't, we would have this big database of people that had contacted us. And so I regret that I didn't do that earlier. I regret sometimes that Tom will be telling me things about my website or my marketing message, and Tom is very diplomatic about the way he says things to me. And so it doesn't get through in my head, and so sometimes it's a mistake for me not to listen to Tom, because this is literally, this lawyer marketing is what he does every day, all day. It's all he thinks about. It's the focus of his entire team, and we're paying Foster Web Marketing to do this for us. So. I've made a lot of mistakes not listening to Foster Web Marketing and doing what they're telling me to do.
And do you think for some attorneys, is it a matter of trusting a company with their business?
Yeah, it's a trust thing, and frankly, lawyers think they know everything. Lawyers think they know they know about SEO, they know about black hat marketing, they know about writing. The lawyers think they know everything about everything. And so it's just like doctors. Doctors think they know everything about everything. And so as a result, you hire a company, and they're telling you to do things that maybe are uncomfortable, or things that you've never thought about before. And so the tendency is not to listen. And that's a mistake. The reason you hire a company like Foster Web Marketing is because you're basically acknowledging that you're not an expert in this sort of marketing, and so you're hiring this team who spends all day every day focused on this one thing, marketing, and then you don't listen to them. That doesn't make any sense. So my advice to people that are thinking about hiring Foster Web Marketing is, if you do hire them, first of all, it's the best decision you'll ever make. But second of all, if you do hire them, you need to listen to what they tell you to do, which is hard for lawyers to do.